Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength, not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You, O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. And I am your spiritual thought leader, and I want to welcome you to the Lion's Den on this morning. Yes, this is a beautiful day. It's Thursday, y'all. Can y'all believe it? The week is almost over. It is Thursday, November the 4th in the year 2021. Yeah, you guys, the year is basically over. I know some of y'all already getting your Christmas stuff out and put up and all of that good stuff. You better have your shopping done, because I'm here to tell you, somebody put something in the mail to me 2 weeks ago, y'all. 2 weeks ago, sent it priority mail, and guess what? It's still not here. Every time we look at the tracking, we see delayed. So listen, it's not even Christmas season yet, for real, and they can't get a priority package to me in 2 weeks' time. So I just want to tell you, yes, on November the 4th, if you planning on putting something in the mail, and listen, this is the Joy's post office. This ain't the post office that we grew up with and we knew. This is DeJoy's post office, and it's gonna take, when they say snail mail, it is literally a snail, even when you pay extra and do priority. So you better get your stuff out, get your stuff shipped, because baby, it's crawling to its destination if you plan on using the regular postal service. 2 weeks, y'all. Kim Possible, you hear me? 2 weeks priority, and I still have not received it. I just don't even know what to say. It's a whole mess. So nonetheless, we're coming on into the holiday seasons, and these are the times I want you all to do, make sure you do self-care. This is the time of year when the clocks are getting ready to change. For those that observe, setting the clock forward, setting the clock back, you know the saying, fall back, spring forward, in case you get confused on that. Fall back, spring forward. So you're going to lose an hour here shortly. The days are going to get shorter. The nights are going to get longer. It's going to be a lot more darkness that you're going to be dealing with, and the holidays and the stress of all of that coming. I know here where I live, they have lifted the moratorium on utility bills, and they are starting disconnects as of yesterday. So there's a lot going on in our lives right now that I want you to be sure at every juncture. Please do self-care. Please take care of yourself. Pay attention. Pay attention. We do such a good job paying attention to everybody else. I want you to pay attention to yourself, okay? Please do that for me if you will. And we're all going to come out of here better and mentally prepared and mentally well. If you need some mental wellness and some mental health checkups, please do that just like you do for your body. Do it for your mind and your emotions. You need all of that because these are the times that try men's souls. Isn't that what the poet said? These are the times that try men's souls. Well, this is definitely that. So I want you, strong finish. I see you down there, Nathan. Strong finish. Now, you know how we get it started in the morning time. We always start with Grandpa Holmes's chair. And I gotta give honorable mention. Miss Fabulous, you were in there. Thank you for coming in. I just want to give you an honorable mention for your attempt at the chair. BTD Mom, you were in there. I want to give you accolades for making an attempt at the chair. But listen, so close, but yet so far. That's a thing they used to say back in the day. Y'all young folks don't know anything about these old sayings. So close, but yet so far. But here we go. There were some people that got it. They didn't just get close. They got it. So we want to start with that second runner up in the love seat, trying to get Grandpa Holmes's chair. Shelly Thunder. second runner up to get your lips, hips, and your fingertips into Grandpa Holmes's chair. Come on and give her some love, y'all. She was on her way. She was on her way, but when she got there, what had happened was there were two other people already in that chair. But listen, you got the love seat. I'm not mad at you, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Shelly Thunder is our second runner up, and I appreciate you. Now, y'all better ask somebody, because the first runner up and the second in line for Grandpa Holmes's chair was none other than Truck Driver. You are the first runner up for Grandpa Holmes's chair, and we want to congratulate you, sir. Congratulations to you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Now, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I don't have a picture for Truck Driver. Brother Sim, send me a picture. But in the meantime, there's Shelly Thunder. In case you forgot her face, that's my girl. That's my mod. That's my winner. And she comes in and she's early every morning. I just want you to know all three of these came in at 12 o'clock in the a.m. All three of them came in at 12 o'clock, but the computer put them in as they came in. And so there you have it. I mean, these folks ain't playing. And at the end of the day, here we go. Our grand prize winner, the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair, is none other than Kim Possible 711. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Girl, you got your lips, your hips, and your fingertips into Grandpa Holmes's chair. Come on here, Pastor. Come on. You did that thing this morning. She said, in the morning when I rise, I'm going to Grandpa's chair when I rise. In the morning, in the morning. Yes, she did. She went on and she got in that chair, y'all. And I want to say it once more and again. Congratulations, Pastor. Congratulations. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. Come on in here. Mother said, won't he do it? Yes, he will. I appreciate you. Listen, you guys just bless me. Y'all bless my whole day. You really, really do. Every time y'all get up and just so diligently make your way into the Lion's Den, y'all just don't know how much it blesses me. It really, 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 really does. I was looking for, you said, won't it do it? And there we go. I got one for you. I got one for you. Here we go. Won't it do it? Won't it do it? Won't it do it? Won't it do it? Yes, he will, Pastor. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Kim Possible, thank you. And to everybody that's making their way, coming in for Grandpa Holmes's chair. I appreciate you on this fine day. Now, y'all know how we do. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Because you know I like to just come on down the line and have a little conversation. But first, I got to say good morning to everybody that's in my room. Good morning, Kim Possible 711. As I say, oh, thank heaven for 711. And anything is possible when Kim Possible is in the room. Good morning, Sheila Miles. I see you, sis, and much love to you. Truck Driver, you did your thing this morning and you drove your truck right on up into the Lion's Den, parked it, and got your lips, hips, and fingertips in that love seat. Good morning to you, sir. To the gift, Nathan Lamont, I want to say good morning to you. Simply amazing is just simply amazing. Listen, and I'm glad you finally figured out how to work your Twitch. Come on in here. For anybody that needs to know, because I'm sure she ain't gonna act right, this is Nancy Jackson coming in today as Simply Amazing. She's finally signed up for Twitch so she can stop getting banned and put in jail in Facebook. Come on, girl. Stacy 546, good morning to you. I see you, girl. Come on in here. Mel Holiday, that's my girl, otherwise known as Miss Fabulous. Come on and do your thing. I know you ain't got no act right in you, but that's okay. I don't think you'd be Mel if you had act right in you. Sheila Miles, I see you in the room. Come on, beat, teat, deep. Mom, I love you, sis. Come on in here and let's get this party crack-a-lacking. Stacy 546, I'm looking at these. I may have already said, I'm getting Alzheimer's, I think. I just keep repeating myself. But in case I did, I'm going to say it again. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Tall Pumps, good morning, Lion. Come on in here and let's have a good time. Good to see you, sis. I always enjoy seeing you in the Lion's Den. Come on up. I'm coming on up. I'm coming on up. I'm looking and I'm booking. I'm looking and I'm booking. The Rebel Inc. Thank you for being in the Lion's Den this morning. You know I appreciate you, sis. That is my mod extraordinaire. She takes care of business. She, along with Shelly Thunder and Michelle Browno, they do their thing up in here and keep us going on. It allows us to be well-oiled machinery, and we couldn't make it without you. That's my faithful, y'all. That's my faithful. I love you, girl. Thank you so much. Now, we're coming on up. I think, let's see. Teresa Jones. Yes, we know she gets her teacup out because she doesn't drink coffee. It's good to see you in the Lion's Den this morning. I see you, sis. Come on in the Lion's Den and get the coffee cup out. Get the teacup out. We ready to go. And my brother from another mother, Aguna Badger. Yes, that's my brother. So glad to see you. And he was in here this morning bright and early, y'all. He was in here bright and early. And I'm so glad you came in the Lion's Den this morning. Mad love to everybody. Now, let me come over here. I hope I haven't missed anybody. Let me take one more sweep across here. And let's see, I think I can move on because I think I've got everybody named and claimed up here in my chat. Now, as I always say, if you're one of those that you don't want to come in the chat, but you're just out there watching and listening, if you ever decide you want to say something, baby, just type it in there. We enjoy conversation with everybody in the Lion's Den, and you are most definitely welcome to say something in here. But if you just want to chill and you just want to listen and hopefully get a laugh or two and get your spirits lifted, you're welcome to do that too. You are definitely welcome to do that too. All right. Now, let's get this party crack-a-lacking. Y'all know how I do. Let's get this music rolling, and then we're going to get this thing going. Listen, at the beginning of your day, we just gonna come in and have some good conversation. Your fingers need a diet. You got fat fingers. Your fingers were just speaking in tongues. Your fingers were speaking in unknown tongues. That's what it was, BTD, Mom. They were speaking in tongues. Now, here we go, y'all. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking, and let's get this party started. As I look and I see where do we want to start today, there's a few stories to talk about this morning. And y'all know I've been changing it up a little bit because we haven't just been doing all of the dreary and sad stories and all of the horrendous things that are going on in the world today, because sometimes we just need a break. Sometimes we all just need let me hold on. I want to show this. This is my little, if y'all went out there and saw my post on Facebook today, this is just so cute. This is where I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with this little girl right here, because this baby blessed my whole life, and I think she'll bless you too. Here you go. This is when your eyes are heavy and you just can't stay awake.
That's the only way. Miss Cosgrove. Wild night last night, huh, Miss Cosgrove? Listen, try to stay with us for the class. This is money. You don't want to waste your money. Speaking of money, the economic structure that was set up and put in place in the United States after the Industrial Revolution became a kind of, what's the word? Miss Cosgrove. Miss Cosgrove. Wow. Wild nights. Man, did you go to sleep at all? We in here watching you sleep. I see you laughing, but I don't even think you know what the hell I'm talking about at this point. All right, hang in there, Miss Cosgrove. We got a lot to go through. Now, once the funding structures were allocated to different proximities within the economic structure itself, that's when the U.S. government started to allocate different funding programs to.
I know that's how some of y'all come in the Lion's Den in the morning. Y'all like Miss Cosgrove. You can't keep your eyes open, but you're here. And I just want to appreciate you for being here, y'all. Miss Cosgrove gave me life this morning, and we gonna start right there with her. Is that all right? That little girl, I mean, she is too cute. And the thing that I love about it, I love her spirit already. Every time she wakes up with that beautiful smile. She's not crying. She's not tuning it up. Every time she wakes up, she got a smile on her face. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And that just blessed my whole heart. Now, that's where I wanted to start. That lecture. Mel, you said that lecture was boring. Listen, at the end of the day, she tried everything she could. She was doing the best she could, Mel, to keep her eyes open, but she just couldn't do it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Now let's get on with some stories. Now this is something I really kind of felt some kind of way because whether you realize it or not, Elon Musk has now outdone himself, y'all. Elon Musk has now outdone himself. He is worth more, and he made in 2021, he made more money than number 2 and 3 combined in just 1 year's income. In just 1 year's income. In the year of 2021, he's made more money than the person that is in. Come on, get off of here now. Y'all messing with my. He has made more money in 2021 than on the top 10 wealthiest people in the world, number 3 and number 4 combined. And his grand total is now more than number 2 and number 3 combined. Now, did you hear what I said? He made this year in 2021. He made this year more than number 3 and number 4 combined. And his total wealth is now more than number 2 and number 3 combined. I told y'all, I said, pay attention, because as we've been saying, money did not leave the earth just because the pandemic came. No, it did not. Money did not leave the earth. He didn't rob nobody, BTD mom. Now check this out. So this is what, we know he's got Tesla, but he also has SpaceX, which has been flying these people up to outer space and letting them come back. Now, there was an interview. Yes, he's the Tesla guy. But he also has SpaceX. So at the end of the day, these people that are flying, like William Shatner, everybody else that he's courting, they have to pay. They ain't riding for free. He's not giving them complimentary, put your lips, hips, and fingertips in this spaceship. And he's choosing people that have movie or some kind of affiliation and association to outer space, and he's using them for their notoriety. So Tom Hanks, if you remember, did Apollo 11, I believe it was, and he said that Musk contacted him and asked him, did he want to go? He said at the tune of 128 million or something like that. He said, no, I'm doing just fine. Tom Hanks said, no, because you got to pay for it. So all of those individuals, if you figure that amount of money that each one of those individuals are paying to put their lips, hips, and fingertips in that spaceship, and I think he's done 3 shuttles so far. So if you multiply how much he charges per person, and 3 trips up with multiple people in there per trip, that man is making bank. And that's what he has made in 2021 to be more than 3 and 4 combined. And as far as 2 and 3 combined total wealth, that is just insane. That is just absolutely insane. So, you know, and there was, as they said, at one time, it was not believed that his measure of wealth could be broken where he's at. But now they're saying he's well in line to break that again. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, this is why we have got to wake up and smell the coffee, because at the end of the day, you see the tip, how the scale is continuously leaning over. That 1% is just getting more and more and more and more of our money. So, you know, anytime you're sitting here and you're looking at Amazon and Facebook, add all of their wealth together, and he still eclipses that easily, hands down, with almost no effort. That's insane wealth, y'all. That's insane wealth. And so as I keep trying to impress on our minds, even as I said on yesterday, if we could get 1 million children and get 1 million Black children taught on entrepreneurship and owning their own business, and you smell a rat, simply amazing. These people are paying this man money. They're paying this man money. You can give him a ride for $2,000 in your truck. Listen, truck driver, you just might need to get your hustle started, because I'm telling you, these folks are coming out and they're doing all kinds of things. So, you know, I'm telling you, that is just insane. I woke up, I missed my, let me get that in, because, you know, I like that. I like that visual. You know, this is what happened while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. And they had a story that came out on him the other week. And he just keeps on eclipsing himself. He just keeps on eclipsing himself. And this is where, y'all, I'm like, hey, y'all, let's get this party started. Let's stop this transfer of money out of our hands into everybody else's hands, and let's start putting some money in our own hands. Can we do that? I read that this morning and I said, man, that is just really, really something. Now, at the same time, and this isn't a new story, but I want to bring this into your purview in case you didn't know it. And you'll have to tell me, Kim Possible, what it's like down there. But at the same time, thousands have attended the grand opening of the new Black Wall Street Market in Stonecrest, Georgia. The new Black Wall Street Market in Stonecrest, Georgia. They're saying to date, they suspect they're putting the figure somewhere around 10,000 people. 10,000 people is still a small number in my estimation, because if you're talking about anywhere, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kim Possible, I think Stonecrest would be somewhere in vicinity to Atlanta, to ATL. 10,000 folk in ATL is just a drop in the bucket, in my opinion. 10,000 folk is just a drop in the bucket for any place around ATL. So, you know, I look at that. I'm glad to see it open, though. I just wanted to say it is open, and I'm glad to see it open, but we still got work to do. So I'm looking, I'm paying attention, and I'm saying, okay, we got to step it up. But it is open, and I'm glad to see that we are looking at how we can start to establish something. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna talk a little bit later about the actual founder of Black Wall Street down in Tulsa. It was a Black man that bought acreage, and then he actually invested much of his money to make many of the original stores and vendors that were there. His own business was a boarding house, and then he just started investing money. He had a detective agency, who, go figure. He had all kinds of things that he just birthed himself, and then doctors started coming, dentists started coming, professional people started coming, and it just continued to grow, and it just mushroomed and blossomed. So if we did it once, we can do it again, and we can eclipse where we were from the beginning and make it bigger. But when I hear stories like Elon Musk, who is now putting all of the other people together, Bezos and Facebook and everybody else, add them all together, and you still can't touch that man's wealth. We need to step up our game and start getting some adjustment in the wealth cycle going on in this country. Now, while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, it's about 30 minutes outside. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, Kim Possible. It just seems to me that at the end of the day, 10,000 people, I got to think ATL's just inundated with, I don't know what your statistical number of black folk down there, but it sounds like maybe a trickling of people are actually going out there, but it is open. So let's start. It's on I-20 East. Okay, I'm gonna come check it out. And I'm one of those. I will do that. I'll go out there and see what's up. And I'd like to just to witness it, to walk the grounds and see what they got out there, as well as get out to the studio that Tyler Perry has built. ATL is doing its thing out there. I mean, it's really doing its thing, and I hope that we can allow it to become a Mecca, and a black Mecca that is really doing something. Please do check it out and see about it. I'm hopeful that it's going to thrive. I'm hoping that it's going to really have a tremendous impact. And I tell you what, lots to do in that area. Okay. Listen, y'all, and I'm gonna just put that on your radar. Let's help it be a success. For those, when you have a traveling event, put Stonecrest on your to-do list and drive through there and go to Black Wall Street. Check it out. Drop a few coins in there. Do a little something. Let's help it to be a success. Let's help to make it go over the top. So put the word out. And it's interesting, even Kim Possible, that it's going on and they're saying it's open, and folks in ATL haven't even heard it yet. So maybe that's why the number's only at 10,000. I don't know where the publicity is on that and how we're getting the word out, but hey, word of mouth works. I'm not mad at that. Word of mouth works. So let's open our mouths. Let's retweet it. Let's put it in the information wherever we can. But allegedly it's open, and they've had about 10,000 folk. So there you have it. Now, while Tyler Perry and Bishop Jakes recently signed a multi-billion-dollar business agreement in the ATL for black businesses, so I'm cool with that. The new Tyler Perry Studios is 15 minutes from you. Come on, it's an old Army base. You know what? And I love that, because I was down in, I want to say I was in Arkansas. I think I was in Arkansas with Rural Confessions, and we were just driving around, because listen, Fort Smith is another one of those areas that's just blossoming and booming and doing all kinds of things, not necessarily with black commerce, but just booming in and of itself. And as I went out to one of their, I think that's where I was, and saw an old Army barracks and an Army facility, I was like, man, if we could convert this base to something else. And I'm not mad at that, because listen, all this real estate that people are abandoning, all of this real estate that people are like, listen, I'm done. Some of that can be converted. Some of that can be used if we just repurpose it and rethink how can this be utilized. Come on. And I love that it was old Confederate. Get that racist spirit up out of there and show them this is how we do it. This is what we do with your Confederate hateful self. We come in and we repurpose it. Let black folks take it over. Now let's make it into a Mecca for love. I love it. I love it. I love it. And success for the people. Let's keep rethinking. Let's keep reviving. Let's keep renewing. And some of these spaces and places that are out there in the land is always a good investment if you know how to work with it and what to do with it. So I'm like, hey, let's do this thing and get it done. So ATL, I'm looking forward to, I think the idea that was told to me is that really Tyler is trying to give Hollywood a run for its money in creating something that can really compete and give us good quality black movies, put our black movie stars and actresses and writers to work, give some place where we can shoot and film and everything. And just like, and listen, if you've ever been to Hollywood, I'm gonna tell you what, I went to Hollywood and man, I wasn't impressed. I mean, you know, you get the Hollywood sign, which now you can't even get up to the sign anymore. They've cordoned it off where you can't go up there to the actual signage because of so much vandalism. But if you go up on the mountain where it is, and it's like, you know, whatever, you know, it's okay. Holly Weird. I see you, Tall Pumps. Holly Weird. It's okay, but it's not all of that. You know, Rodeo Drive. Okay. You know, the place where Whitney Houston died in the hotel. Okay. You know, Sinai. Okay, it's a hospital. I don't go in that area and come out wild. I just don't. But it's got the reputation, and it's had the reputation all these years. You say he's got Bibles buried all over the property, and it's a beautiful property. I love it. Good morning, DJ Wild Rose Onyx Heart. There's my girl, and she is a streamer, y'all. Y'all come out here and follow my girl. She's out there doing her thing. Good morning to you. So glad to have you on this fine day. So yeah, I'm not impressed with Hollywood. I'm just really not. You know, it's some phenomenal areas, some phenomenal houses sprinkled in here and there. You wasn't impressed with it either. I just wasn't. It just didn't ring my bell. You know, and you see the build of it. You know, they show, and I went where some of the different actors and actresses lived, and Encino, is it? I went over there. I just wasn't impressed. To me, it's like y'all raking in a whole lot of money for some what I would consider mediocre houses. You know, I wasn't impressed. But at the end of the day, it has the reputation. So I hope that at the end of the day, that Atlanta can become one of those, as I understand the design to be, one of those places to give Hollywood a real run for its money. And we know Black actors and actresses have repeatedly talked about how they're almost starved out, and they're all competing for these same little minor roles, or I don't want to say minor roles, but not a large quantity, not a large number of roles at all. But you just, you know, everybody's competing for these same few positions. So I'm hoping, and I think what the goal here is to be able to create, and that's where I feel like have to think about things. How can we create our own space? How can we create our own space and do the things that we want to do? So kudos. But again, get out there to Stonecrest, Georgia, which, as my sister said, about 30 minutes on I-20. Go out there, and when you are traveling, please put that on your list and go check them out. Movies are being shot all over the city. That's a good thing, Kim Possible. I'm glad to hear that. Good morning, Barbara Hardy. There's my friend. Good morning to the Lion's Den, and come on in here, sis. So glad to have you. Now, I do want you to know that the panel, the jurors have been impaneled for the Arbery case. Now, this is the thing that I had a little concern about, is that the judge has agreed that there was intentional discrimination in the Arbery picking of the jurors, because they ended up with 11 white folk and 1 black, and they just kept the obviously, for obvious reasons, dismissing the black potential jurors. And so the prosecution was like crying foul, and the judge says, yes, there was intentional discrimination. However, by law, if you have, and they have a series of things that they can use that allows them to dismiss a person for acting as a juror. If you go by these, by law, list of things, they could dismiss those individuals, so that at the end of the day, those 3 white men are going to be tried by 11 white folks and 1 black juror. Yes. Could it be? Could it be? the devil. Baby ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. You know, and this is the thing. As he said, by law, he has to acknowledge that they followed the rules, and on the basis of, BTD mom, it's all kinds of shade. By law, he had to allow them, even though, yes, we are seeing intentional discrimination in the jury selection. This is just insanity to me. We see it, but yet and still by law. And this is why I said, listen, so many things that we need to deal with are what's going on the jury. And again, the jury, DEJURY. If you understand, the jury deals with what's on the books, what you do by the books on law. It's in the books. Some of this mess needs to be changed. Good morning, Cassandra Isaiah. Come on in here, sis. I see you. Yes, simply amazing. Out of 12 jurors, 1 black. Jokes. So at the end of the day, an uneven jury will still see the truth in this case. I hope so, Sheila. I hope so. But this, you know, it almost is so reminiscent of the kangaroo courts that we saw back in the day, where they would pack the court with all these white folk, and then, I mean, they sitting, they laughing, they talking, they going out to lunch, they picking their teeth, they ain't paying no attention. They already have made up in their minds what the outcome is going to be. I hope, Sheila, that this uneven jury is going to see the truth in this case. But I'm telling you, stuff around here in this country right about now is so dastardly. They just keep pulling all kinds of stunts. I just can't say that I feel comfortable at all. I just cannot feel comfortable at all that we're not dealing with the kangaroo court. I have discomfort in the idea that you can say as a judge, yes, there is intentional discrimination. This is the judge. Yes, there is intentional discrimination in this jury selection, but we're going to go ahead and panel them and move forward and start on Friday with hearing arguments, because by law, they had all of the reasons that they needed to disqualify potential jurors and send them packing. So, I'll tell you, I'm just really, let me take my shades off, because you know I don't just throw shade, I shed light. I really feel some kind of way about that, Sheila. I really feel some kind of way about this whole process, and so, you know, I'm watching. We got our eyes on you, Georgia. We got our eyes on you, Georgia, because I feel like something ain't right up in here. I feel BS too, Stacey. I feel like it's a bunch of huge BS. And so the law said that they have to have a white jury for white murders. Listen, tall pumps, I'm telling you what, as the judge said, for the reasons that the defense attorney dismissed those potential jurors, it was all by the jury. There was a law, there was a reason, there was an explanation, there was an excuse why they could rightfully dismiss these folk. At the end of the day, it's a joke. It's a whole joke. Good morning, Auntie Diddy. Good to see you, and blessings to you and her husband. Uncle Diddy is a streamer. If you're not following Uncle Diddy, y'all go out there and follow him, because he will bless your whole life. So good to see you in the room this morning. So simply amazing. I see you. And then Kyle Rittenhouse laughing with his lawyers yesterday. And did you see the one where they showed him the first day where he just kept yawning? And is that the new thing that they do? Is like, who was it? Gates? That was they were doing something in the chambers of government, and they kept showing him every 2 seconds yawning, and you could tell some of the yawns were fake. So they showed, I don't know how many different poses of Rittenhouse yawning as they were having opening arguments. And then I'm telling you, it's just insanity. Now, supposedly, they've come up, tell Uncle Diddy he's more than welcome. He's more than welcome. I appreciate him. So, at the end of the day, our judicial system, as I told you all on last year, when they were doing all of this rushing, as far as Mitch McConnell and 45, they were doing all of this rushing to place all of these federal judges that they placed, so that if it gets through at the lower levels, they're going to appeal and take it to the higher levels. And so I told y'all exactly what they were doing. I told you. That wasn't even prophetic. Because listen, Ray Charles could have seen that. I'm telling you, Stevie Wonder could have seen that. The handwriting was all over it. And the thing of it is, too many times we don't really pay attention. You got to pay attention. If you understood while he was out here doing all this foolishness, and we were being distracted with ignorant stuff by 45, if you pay attention on while the left hand was out here clowning and talking ignorant, that right hand was putting judges in there quick, fast, and in a hurry, as fast as they could, right on up to the Supreme Court. And I told you then, that was the agenda. That was the whole ploy behind their actions, was to set this thing up. Because listen, I don't care what you say out here in these streets. At the end of the day, it's going to be what happens in a court of law. And if your court of law is already stacked and set up with these folks in position, and again, even here locally, when I met last week with our county prosecutor, when we start talking about laws and we talk about the Innocence Project, and I need y'all to pay attention. There was nothing on the books to address innocent people, getting them out of jail. Jean Peters Baker had to actually write a law to give a remedy to get folks out of jail, because you could just leave them in there sitting and rotting, knowing that they're innocent, because there's nothing on the books to give us a method to get them out of jail, even though we know they're innocent. So she had to write a law, and she had to have a case to use. So she used Kevin Strickland's case as the case to use, where this man is obviously innocent, and they still won't release the man. So what we did get out of it, we didn't get Strickland released, but what we did get was a law on the books that gave us an avenue to be able to even get his lips, hips, and fingertips out of jail. So these are some things we got to look at, and that's why I'm telling you, we got to pay attention to what laws need to be changed, and we need to pay attention to what laws need to be put on the books and created, so we can deal with some of this crazy stuff. Because again, there was no remedy on the books. Do y'all understand the words that are coming? There was no remedy on the books. So while I'm still grieving that this obviously innocent black man that has spent almost his whole entire life since his youth in jail, and he's innocent, and they know he's innocent, the governor won't pardon him, but he pardons two people with a gun out here pointing at Black Lives Matter. But there was no remedy for him to get out of jail from being innocent, and found that there was a whole bunch of wonky stuff going on in his trial that landed him there on lies and trumped up evidence. She had to write a law to even make that possible. And if nothing else, I just have to appreciate the fact that, hey, at least he has given us that. But hey, Fairly All Day, come on in here, sis. Good to see you. Much love to you. Much love to you. This is a mod extraordinaire. I appreciate you for coming on in the room today. So this is some stuff we got to pay attention to. When you say this person was found innocent, or this person had, if there's nothing on the books, there's still nothing to be done until somebody writes it. So these are the types of things I'm telling y'all. But pay attention, because that's exactly why they put all those judges in that they did, because they were looking for this day. They were looking for these days to come when they could have judges that were going to do what they wanted them to do, y'all. So at the end of the day, I see you, Cassandra. The devil meant by hook and crook that trial will be shook and done by crook and book. Wrong is two left shoes. Now you said something right there, Cassandra. I like that one. You said something right there, girl. Yeah, and in the judicial system, in many places, is still very archaic, Stacy. Very archaic, so that it still leans towards white racist justice. And so these are some things, you in the legal field, big fat, come on here, Fairly All Day. Thank you for the cosign. Thank you for the cosign. So listen, these are some things that I'm telling us. We've got work to do. And it's not as just snap your finger or bewitched, wiggle your nose, and there it is. There are some things that we're going to have to begin to insist we want change. Because at the end of the day, that you can basically have a judge came out and said, yes, there was intentional discrimination, but they did it by the book. That's crazy. That is crazy. But it's currently what we have. So we're going to have to keep working with it, y'all. We're going to have to keep working with it. And in the meantime, I was going to play Ahmaud Arbery's dad talking about how tragic this has been for he and his family to have to endure. I'm going to forego that because, you know, I just, man, it's a lot of pain. It's a lot of pain, as you can imagine. So, y'all, we got work to do, and we got to do it at the judicial level as well. So listen, we got to deal with our court system while we out here screaming and hollering about everything else. We also got to get in here, talk with the folks. And this is why I will say, for our county prosecutor, Jean Baker Peters, whatever her name is, I appreciated the fact that she is Jean Peters Baker, that's what it is. I appreciated the fact that she is really seemingly a white sister that really cares about black bodies. She comes across that way to me 100%. Until she shows me something different. But having sat with her personally, having had conversation, having talked, having witnessed her effort to really talk to the black clergy of this city and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's going on in the judiciary. This is what I'm trying to change. What else do y'all think we need to try to change? What else and how else can we? I loved that. And we got to have more of that. So listen, I'm going to tell you what. That's what's happening here in my area. If it's not happening in your area, maybe you need to be the catalyst to create it, because we need those conversations to happen in the judiciary. Because listen, some of these laws have to change, and then some of the laws need to come off the books, and some laws need to be enacted into the books. So let's have conversations. Let's get to know those people out there that make those decisions, that have the ability and the power to make it happen, and let's start making it happen. Now, this next story, while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, y'all, this one kind of took me by surprise. Okay, so this woman donated her 98-year-old husband's body to science. That she did do. He passed away the end of August, and she donated his body to science. Now, this is what she didn't expect. They had $100 per person event where they dissected him in public. I'm gonna say that one more time. Her 98-year-old husband passed away from COVID at the end of August. So she donated his body to science. But what had happened was, in October, this is in Oregon, y'all. In October, they sold tickets for $100 per person and autopsied her husband for this ticketed event in Oregon. And she's basically saying Yes, I donated my husband's body to science. No, I did not think y'all were going to have a paid event and have him stretched out and autopsy him out here in these streets. Now, y'all, could it be? Could it be? The devil! Y'all, now come on now. Now come on. I'm just appalled. I am beyond appalled. You know what? I'm going to tell you what. Tickets, Nancy. They sold tickets, Stacy. They sold tickets. They sold tickets. Listen, Funny Chemist, he's one of our newest subscribers. Come on in here, and you know that's the devil. Now listen, so they put a dead man on the auction block. Pay attention. They put a dead man on the auction block, sold tickets, and then said, y'all come in here, we gonna cut him up real good for you. Now, if that ain't dastardly, and if that ain't the devil, I just don't know, y'all. And she's upset. So, and everybody but you know what? Nathan, you hope they get gangrene on that. I just can't. Where do we do this at? Where? Who comes up with these ideas? Who thought this was a good idea? Where? What are we doing? Now, you know what? This is what I'm going to say, and I got to take my shades off because I don't just throw shade, I shed light. I'm sure, just like any of us, I donate my body to science. I surely don't think if I'm doing it for the purpose of learning and growing and blah, 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 but selling tickets for $100. You know, I just got a shade on that. I just have got to shade on that. And the woman is traumatized and very upset. Obviously so. What did you think she was going to say? No. Listen, that's enough to make folks that have donated their bodies to science to come back and say no. Y'all, you know, get my organs, harvest them, all that. I'm telling you what. Tall Pumps, you know what? I don't believe they gave her any proceeds, but at the end of the day, I'm like this. If that was my loved one that y'all sold tickets to and carved him up on the table and let people watch you carve him up, I don't want that money. You know, I don't even think you can turn that thing around, Tall Pumps. I don't even think you can turn that thing around. This is unconscionable. Who in the world? Baby, they paid $100 for that event. They paid $100 per person to come into that event. So at the end of the day, I'm just like, this is just all kinds of no. This is just all kinds of no, ma'am, no, sir. No, ma'am, no, sir. No, ma'am, no, sir. I gotta stop and acknowledge Crazy Berrytown. She's in the room, y'all. She's in the room. She is my Zumba person. Y'all go out there and support her because she's all that in a bag of chips. She will Zumba you to Zion. That's my girl, and I love her so much. Thank you for coming on in the room. I appreciate that. Now, I thought I saw, did I see Bishop Ronald B. Andrews come in the room? Did I see it, or did I dream it? I'm trying to slide back up here real quick. I think, where is it at? I'm not seeing it. I'm skimming real fast. I'm probably going way too fast. Come on in the room. I appreciate you. I'm looking for Bishop Ronald B. Andrews. Did I see that? Maybe I envisioned it. Maybe I had a vision. Because listen, I was so off. I was just so aggravated and agitated with this story about this poor man's body. I don't see it. He's here. Thank you. Now listen, I gotta unshade. Y'all know I don't just throw shade, I shed light. I gotta stop right here because listen, my bishop, my brother from another mother, he's in the room, y'all, and he had a birthday on November the 2nd. He was not in here. Y'all remember? Oh, as a matter of fact, prayer request time and praise reports. We prayed yesterday for Kim Possible's mother, and we believe in God for some victory there. Listen, we got the testimony going on in here. Michelle Brownell, pain-free after 2 years of pain every day. And anybody that's dealt with pain every single day, you know how that is. I can't even imagine pain every single day. She's pain-free. Y'all remember one of the last times I talked about Bishop, he was in the hospital and he was asking for prayer and we stopped and we prayed. Well, babies, he had a birthday. He has had a birthday. And y'all know how we do it in the Lions Den. That's my brother. That's my baby. I love you, Bishop Ronald B. Andrews. I call him Mr. Integrity. Yes, he is, because he is that guy that if you ever lost faith in humanity, he will bring it back to you because he's that kind of guy. Happy birthday, Bishop.
Hey, happy birthday. Yo-yo. Happy birthday. Yo-yo. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yo-yo. Happy birthday. Yo-yo. Happy birthday. Yo-yo. Happy birthday.
Yes, that's my guy, y'all. Happy birthday to you, Bishop. I see you say you shouting. Well, get your shout on. Bishop is 64 years old, and I'm not mad about it. Now, I'm going to give Bishop's testimony, and this is a real testimony. And then we're gonna get back to we might not get back to it, but listen, Bishop Ronald B. Andrews, and this is a true story. This is not fabricated and made up or nothing. He said y'all pray for him that his kidney matches because he's in need of a kidney. So listen, Bishop, we praying. But listen, let me tell you what. Bishop fell ill and was pronounced dead. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Bishop fell ill and was taken to the hospital and was pronounced dead. And as he lay, as my sis shares the testimony, his wife, as he lay, and sister, his biological sister, and his wife went in the room. I feel something happening right now. Went in the room and they began to pray. And they prayed, and they prayed. They pulled the sheet back. They pulled that sheet back, and they prayed, and they prayed, and they spoke the word of faith. And when I tell you, Bishop opened them eyes. Bishop came back. Bishop, now, understand what I'm saying. You understand the words that come to my mouth. I'm not talking about somebody that was close to death. I said pronounced dead. Hey! Oh, don't fall, Bishop. Don't fall, Bishop. I want you to understand when we talk about the healing power and the healing virtue that God has, I want you to understand that's the kind. Thank you, Stacy, blessed one. Come on in here. That's the kind of God that we serve. And so, Bishop, for your 64th birthday, for another year that the Lord, now you don't shout, Bishop. You sit down. I don't want you out there falling. We gonna shout for you. You sit down, Bishop. We gonna shout for you. Cause sometimes you gotta have a little help from your friends. We gonna shout for you. Hey! Hey! We gonna shout for you, Bishop. You sit down and let us shout. Cause listen, the same God that brought you back to life, hey, he's able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all. He's able to make that kidney match, Jesus. Yes! Yes! That's what I'm talking about. That's the God we serve. And that same God that you know that raised you from the dead. I ain't talking about Jesus. The same God that raised you from the dead is able to do it again, y'all. Come on here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. And y'all, that's been a few years back. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. That's been a few years back. And here we are. I love it. 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 So we want to say happy birthday to you, Bishop, and thank you for coming on in the room. That's the way we do it over here, y'all. That's the way we do it over here. And may God bless you and continue to keep his hand of protection over you. You got work to do, Bishop, and I appreciate you for being in my life. I love you, man. I love you. That's my brother. Now, listen. I saw that DJ Wild Rose Onyx Heart, and for everybody that's been having pain and you know the existence of pain every single day, we're going to begin to pray even for you, and we send out the word of healing and the word of faith to touch your body where you are and to begin to bring healing into your body and let it manifest in the days that lie ahead. So all of you, I know everybody's got their own testimony. Everybody's got their own situation. Everybody's got their own things going on. But listen, this is what we do in the Lion's Den. So when we hear a testimony, we witness a testimony, we experience a testimony of healing, of deliverance, and yes, even of raising from the dead after being pronounced dead. God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ask or think. Ain't no shame in our game over here in the Lion's Den. We will stop and give some praise and hopefully encourage somebody else that's going through the same thing, that God is able. If he did it for them, he'll do it for you. So I want you to catch hold of that faith and believe it and just receive it in your spirit. Thank you so much, Bishop, for being here. Now, I want to say, Stacy Blessed One, you came in right when I was talking about Bishop, and I did not mean to overlook you, but I wanted to finish that celebration and then come back to you. She is a streamer. She plays gospel, and I want y'all to go out there and check her out. She will bless your whole life. Listen, I went in there the other day, and she had me going. I mean, I was like, ooh, girl, you got all the goodies in here today. She will bless your whole life. So I want you to really go out there and check her out. Was this in Kansas City? We have heard of a city where the streets are paved with gold. The wicked shall cease from troubling, and the weary will be at rest. However, healing is happening right now. Come on, Cassandra. And yes, he died and was pronounced dead and rose again right here in Kansas City. So we talking about some local stuff going on here. And yes, God is a healer. I promise you he is. And he's got so many testimonies of healing, even up to death, but God just keeps on staying his hand of protection over his life and bringing my brother back, because he got work to do. If nothing else, listen, I appreciate him, as you all hear me say every day, he's my Mr. Integrity, because if you ever lose faith in the peoples, all you need is one Ronald Andrews in your life and he'll restore your faith. You came in right on time, sis. You came in right on time. And we're going to close out that dastardly story about the woman and her husband, and we're going to keep it moving. Now, I want us to. I'm gonna put this in, and then we're gonna shift gears. Let me see where I'm on my time window here, because I don't want to. I definitely. Okay, we're doing good. Definitely want to get into my positivity after we get finished with what happened. Wow, what had happened was while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. I want to get the good stuff in here too, because it's happening. This is one of those stories that talks about what's happening, and I want to share it today with you as well, because it is out of all of the different things that have happened, I'm appreciating that we see it happening. This Black Lives Matter activist who is in Iowa, she's in Des Moines, and she ran on a defund the police platform. She won and is the only Black person on the council in the city of Des Moines, and she has all kind of ideas, all kinds of places that she wants to take the city, and I think it's just beautiful. I think it's just beautiful. Good morning, Mary Patterson. I see you. Come on in the Lion's Den. You missed that healing shout that we just had, but we gonna speak healing in your house too. This young lady, I'm so proud of her. And so they were like, but she has no experience. She has no this and she has no that. Her name is Indira Shoemaker, and she is the youngest member and the only Black member, but the youngest member ever elected. At 27 years young, she's bringing some life. I know, Sheila Miles, as somebody from the great state of Iowa and spending a lot of time in that area, you know the struggle, and you know the struggle is real. So I looked at that sister and I said, yes, be the change, Lioness. Be the change. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so she took this picture here outside of North Des Moines City Hall, and really just is very, very adamant about pushing an agenda to address Black needs and Black issues in the city of Des Moines, Iowa. I think it is just absolutely powerful. And this is what I want the young people, when we were saying, we need young folk to step up. We need some young folk to come through. We need some folk, as I was talking on yesterday, we talked about Tyler Perry in the interview that he gave, saying he's ready to pass the torch. And it's like, who's going to step in and take that torch rather, and take it to the next level? And so we've got to have, and it's okay. Listen, I'm in here doing everything I can, y'all, but y'all understand I'm 58 years old. And so, I tell people I'm 60, I'm 58, but I'm closer to 60 than I am to 50. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. I went to the beauty shop the other day, and one of my members was there, and I was going in to pick up something for my sister that's in Virginia. I was just going through, and she was there getting her hair done, and it was one of my senior members. And so I walked over to her, and I was so happy to see her, and she sat back and she looked at me and she said, "Pastor, is that you?" I said, "Yes, baby, it's me. Who you think it is?" She said, "It looks like you, but you're grayer than me." I was like, can't I get no love up in this piece? I can't get no love up in this piece. She couldn't get a word out because she was just looking at my hair like, you're grayer than me. Listen, y'all, I earned every last one of them. Every last one of them. But what I'm saying here is I'm almost 60. So I'm doing what I can. When I look at this 27-year-old, listen, I appreciate that, because he calls the young because they are strong. There's some things right now at 58 I cannot do that I was able to do at 27. Do you understand? There's some things I couldn't do at 50 that I can't do now, or that I could do at 50 that I can't do now. There's some things I could do at 57, 56. Oh, okay. Well, you get the picture. We need these young people to activate. We need these young folk to come forth. So when I saw that 27-year-old, come on, trust and believe. You understand what I'm saying, Teresa? Come on, Fairly All Day. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm looking and I'm saying, at the end of the day, when I saw this 27-year-old and they were, comments about she's not even 30 years old. She, everybody in here is blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what does it matter? Why you want to talk about the experience that she doesn't have, no experience in politics? Listen, that's some of the fresh blood. That's some of the fresh minds. That's some of the fresh energy. That's some of the think outside the tank, think outside the box. GJP Food, come on in here, sir. So good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. This is a streamer and I want y'all to go out here and follow him. Please follow him. I want y'all to get a good blessing from all these streamers that are in here this morning. So at the end of the day, I'm like, bring the young people on. And so for some place like Iowa and some place like, come on, Michelle Brown. Oh, I see you, sis. We done had a shout and a buck over in here. Come on, don't let the silver fool you. The wisdom is everything. Thank you so much, Fairly All Day. You listen, you made my day. You just made my day, sis. Thank you. You better talk. You better say that. I receive it, Fairly All Day. I receive it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I wanted to highlight that story and bring that out today because we need the young people and we need the old people. And listen, the old and the young will go forth together. This is a season and a time where I want to see that. I want to see nobody is fighting anybody because everybody brings something to the table and we need what everybody has to come to the table. We need each other. So I want us to understand, I get so excited when I see that because she's already breaking the status quo. She's already breaking the only black and listen, she's got my prayers, she's got my energy, she's got my support. I'm one of those, I may just get out here and try to find her inbox, her email inbox. And even though I'm not in Iowa, even though I'm not in Des Moines and what she's doing has nothing to do with me, I just want to send her a email every now and then of encouragement. Because you know what? She's going to need encouragement. She's taken on a lot. She has won. Oh my goodness, that is just powerful. She's won and she's in there. Now she needs our support. The fact that she's in there is not enough. But listen, we got to be able to push her, support her, let her know that she's appreciated. Doesn't matter that I don't live in Des Moines. I can still send her an email to say, sis, I'm proud of you. And on a day that she might be discouraged and ready to give up, your email or something that you say may be just what she needs to be able to help her through that day. Oh, tall pumps, I'm trying to embrace these grays. I'm trying to embrace them. I'm trying real hard, Lord Jesus, I'm trying. But it's a chore. It's a chore. So listen, folks tried to make age and race the issue in the KCK mayoral race yesterday, but we're tired of waiting for for change to happen. It's happening right now. That's it. And I'm so glad for him. We elected in KCK, and I originally was born and raised in KCK, so that's my stomping ground. We elected our first black mayor over there. He's a young black man, and I'm very proud of him, and I'm wishing him all the best and all things good as well. So that's it, Sheila. Together, it's us, you, me, we all. That's why we say that at the end of the stream every single day, because we're pushing, we're promoting that idea that nobody's out here by yourself. And once you make it in whatever it is, we're not going to just leave you out there flapping in the wind high and dry. You still have our support, and we're going to support you throughout the entirety of whatever you're doing. Come on and preach, Mufasa. God is turning this world around slowly for this change that's happening for us. And it's happening for us. It really, really is. And much of it is people that are stepping out and doing it, but we also have to make it happen for us too. Don't just sit and twiddle your thumbs and wait for the next person to make it happen. You help make it happen too. Huh? Come on, we're doing this together. Been there and there and almost can't do it. No. Hey, Cassandra, I'm telling you, we need these young folk to wake up and step up because we need their strength. We need their strength that we don't have anymore in those same areas. But listen, what strength my body doesn't have, my mind is strong. You hear what I'm saying? What strength my body doesn't have, my mind is strong. Don't you fool yourself. There's something that goes along with that wisdom that we paid for. We paid for this, baby. Yes, we did. I want to congratulate her one more time. Now, I'm gonna get ready to shift because I think I've done there's many more stories out there. I always keep plenty of stories out there in Discord. If you want to know what's going on and you're not reading the stories on the internet and you're not necessarily watching TV, but you want to know the daily news, just go out there to my Discord and look at Slumber, Slept, and Slobbered, and you can get all the news that you want. I pulled some other things out. I do want to do this one last story, and this is a good story. This isn't new. I had it in here yesterday, but I want to make mention of it. They've come up with a new blood test that detects 50 different types of cancer. A new blood test that detects 50 different types of cancer. I love technology, and I'm gonna say this because I appreciate those that are in the field and studying. I'm looking for my baby, my chemistry baby, chemistry comedian. I know him personally. He and his wife are chemists. They deal in that arena. They went out, got the knowledge, went out, got the education. I'm so proud of them. I got to give it up. Dealing with CRISPR, CRISPR 8, CRISPR 9, I mean, wherever and however, polymers. This is the beauty of our young minds. This is the beauty of our young minds. They're going out here in this time and in this season, and they're actually finding new areas of knowledge and understanding. That's what we've got to keep pushing, and that's what we've got to keep promoting. When I look and I see this revolutionary new blood test that's able to go out here and detect 50 different types of cancer, this is how we're progressing forward. This is how we're having opportunities to begin to help save people's lives and give them hope and give them help before it's so far progressed that they can't get any help for their condition. This is where I'm looking and I'm saying, this is a beautiful time and this is a beautiful place. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So this, as we see first natural, then the spiritual, as we see things beginning to progress and change in the natural, in the sciences, they're coming up with all kind of understanding. They're coming up with all kinds of abilities. They're coming up with all of this different knowledge. Listen, we need to, in our natural lives, in our spiritual lives, in every area, don't y'all get stuck in the same place, because y'all, it's a new day. It's a new day. Do you understand? It is a new day. Good morning, DJ Onyx Hart. This is my streaming brother. He is also a streamer. I want y'all to go on out there and support him. Let him bless you. He does all genres of music. He'll give you a little gospel, but he'll give you a little something else too. Come on in here, DJ Onyx Hart. Good to see you this morning. Get all your coffee cups out. So I want to come here, and I'm ready to really get to the bulk and the crux of what I want to talk about this morning, because I am really about empowerment. I am about let's do and let's make the shift. Let's make the change. Let's talk about how we can shift. Come on. It's all about making the change, and let's see what's going to happen. I love this story, and I wanted to bring it to you today. This is Ludacris. Ludacris has partnered with his daughter to produce an animated Netflix series that empowers young black girls called Karma's World. I want the sisters to see what they can be. I want the sisters to feel what they can do. I'm talking about children. I'm not talking about try to get them excited and engaged after a while. I mean, show them right now. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. I got you. Okay. I just looked down. Thank you for following DJ Onyx Heart. I appreciate you for following him. Listen, this is the time that we need to see people that look like us doing phenomenal things. So I'm often reminded of the story my good friend Jonna CPW has 3 beautiful daughters, 3 very young daughters, but beautiful daughters. And she gave me an accounting of when President Biden was sworn in and when Vice President Kamala Harris was sworn in. She said her 3 daughters, without any provocation, without anybody saying anything to them about the significance of Vice President Kamala Harris, when they swore Vice President Kamala Harris in, she said all 3 of her daughters went berserk with joy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We got to have the vision, because without the vision, the people perish. So I looked at that and I said, come through. Come on, Ludacris. Come on. And this is the thing. Now, y'all pay attention. Because even like Blue Ivy is now the youngest to have repeatedly have multiple awards, because Jay-Z and Beyonce gave her credits on the projects. So that when the projects win, guess what? Blue Ivy wins too. That's how you set your babies up for success. So some of us really need to kind of take a step back and say, okay, not only am I doing this for me, but how can I set my baby up for success also? Because really what Ludacris has done here, he's basically said, okay, we're going to do this. My daughter and I, this is an idea. Let's put it out here. I don't know who had what influence, who came up with the idea, who originated, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, Ludacris had the means by which to make it happen. Netflix gave him the nod yes, and the next thing you know, his daughter is set up for success. This is how we do it. I love it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Don't suck up all the oxygen in the room. Let your babies breathe too. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. And some of us need to step back right now and let our babies have a time to shine, because it's their time, y'all. It's their time. So I want you to just continue to progress and move forward and keep rolling with this thing. Now, I'm going to scroll through real fast because I got several different that I want to talk about today as we close up on this last part. There's so many things that reached out and touched me this morning. I'm going to touch on a little bit of all of them. Listen, I'm appreciating mompreneurs. I said, well, come on here, mompreneurs. We coming up with all kind of terms these days, but I ain't mad. Mompreneurs. She's a mompreneur. Tracy Kennedy started a business. And so come on here, Crazy Berrytown. She ain't got nothing on you, sis. And there's no competition. I'm just saying, it's enough out there. Everybody can eat. There's enough out here so everybody can eat. Now, actually, Crazy Berrytown is different. She's slightly different from this sister right here, Tracy Kennedy, who is taking care of her 2 children at home, but she started her business out of the home as she's taking care of her 2 kids. And that's why they've come with this new mompreneur making bold moves. But I'm saying this because some of you that feel like, hey, I'm at home, I'm taking care of my child, this is it, this is what I can do, I'm a stay-at-home mom. This sister said, looky here. There's still a business that I can do. There's still a business I can do from my house. And so for the mompreneurs, can we give it up for them, Nancy? For the mompreneurs. So when I look at that and I'm identifying, listen, there are no walls, there are no boundaries, there are no barriers. So she had a personal problem with her eczema. And so she kept looking and searching and working until she was able to come up with something for her eczema. And I want y'all to get a grip on that. Sometimes the thing that is your issue, sometimes the thing that you're trying to solve and you're out there hunting and searching and you're looking and you can't find it, that just might be your avenue. That just might be your blessing. That just might be your place to step in and fill in the gap and start. And so at the end of the day, in Black Girl Ventures, they are identifying that in this 1 year, this sister has taken her whole, and she had started a business before the pandemic. But then after the pandemic hit, that shut all of that down. So it's like, okay, I got to, what do I always say? Pivot. I got to pivot because I got these 2 kids. God has taken her and taken those fears and taken that journey and pushed her to a whole nother level and a whole nother existence for her and her children. Now, this is what she said. She had so many fears, and her greatest fear was the fear of failing. But listen, what did God do? He turned it. He turned it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I said this yesterday. If you're so afraid of your failure that you won't get out there and try, you also will not get out there and succeed. You're going to have to take that step, and you're going to have to jump out there regardless to that fear. I need you to think it through, plan it, and then work your jelly. It works. It works. I love that story, and I loved even that picture of her with the 2 kids there at the radio station, and how we see how really God took that situation even through the pandemic and turned that thing around. So I want you to step out and really have a sense. Now, I told you earlier, I had this already queued up before they came out with the other story, but this is the man that purchased the land and created Wall Street, 40 acres of land, and created Black Wall Street. And even as we've come into the new Wall Street out there in Stonecrest, Georgia, this man basically, as I said earlier, invested in the land, took his money and bought it, and then he built it. What did I tell you? The first thing he did was he built a hotel and made a boarding house. Then he went from there and just kept expanding. And initially, those monies and those businesses were started by him. But after he got out there and did his thing, it began to attract other companies. It began to attract other professionals. So at the end of the day, I want y'all to get that down in your shondo. Even if you got to invest and start that joker, do it. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. And this here, not every closed door is locked. Sometimes you just need to push. So and I'm talking about this even in the corporate arena. Sometimes you just need to push. That door may not be locked, it may just be shut. Try that door. Try it before you just stand there and say, it's over. I can't do anything with it. I don't have. Every time I come, it's another closed door. Did you push on the door? Did you push on the door, or did you just walk away assuming that door was locked to you? Because it may not have been locked to you at all. But did you push? I just want to know, did you push? This one here blessed my life. It blessed my soul. Rock bottom has built more heroes than privilege ever has. Because listen, if you hit that rock bottom. I heard somebody say it's a sure foundation. I'm standing on a rock that's a sure foundation. And I'm not just talking about Jesus. I'm talking about rock bottom. Some of y'all saying I'm at rock bottom. I can't go no further. Listen, when you hit rock bottom, there's no place to go but up. I need you to get that in your shondo and motivate yourself and come on with this thing. Are you hearing me? Now, the next one, listen. In our journeys, I don't care who you are, I guarantee there's going to be a time in your journey where something is going to break your heart. But listen, I want you to hear this. Some things break your heart, but they fix your vision. That's a word. That's in the word. Somebody needs to come on in with that. Some things break your heart, but they fix your vision. Whether it's in the natural area, whether it's in your business area, whether it's in a friendship, relationship area, I promise you that some of these things that have broken your heart, when you found your heart broken, baby, it gave you fixed vision. It corrected you right on back to 2020. I said this several weeks ago and we talked about it, and I'm not going to go back and get really into it. You may need to go back and look at Playing on Demand, that particular one. But I talk about wounds. I talked about wounds for some of you all that remember. I talked about wounds, and the statement that precipitated all of the conversation was the wound is where the light comes in. I want to bring that back to your memory with that concept that came from a broken heart, but fixes your vision. A wound is where the light comes in. And sometimes it's at that place where your heart is broken. That wound right there is where the light comes in. And that illumination of the light allows you to see clearly. I heard somebody sing the song, I Can See Clearly Now. The rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Come on, am I talking to anybody? Somebody sing it for me, sing it for me. And it's going to be a bright, sunshiny day. I need you, for those that have had a lot of brokenheartedness, I need you to go ahead and let yourself not be consumed in the brokenheartedness, but let that broken heart fix your vision, because it can do it. You just got to get positioned and pivot so that you can have clarity of vision. Now, this one right here is for anybody that's got some procrastination up in your shondo. I want y'all to come on through here. Position yourself. I'm not an Elon Musk promoter particularly. Y'all know I gave you the story earlier, how he has really just doubled and now on the way to tripling the wealthiest man immeasurably. So now he got to have a little something that he knows. This one right here, I want y'all to reckon with this. I want y'all to reckon with this in your lives. If you give yourself 30 days to clean your home, it is going to take you 30 days. But if you give yourself 3 hours, it will take you 3 hours. The same applies to your goals, your ambitions, and your plans. And the church said, ouch. And the church said, ouch. Because he really said a true word. And you don't believe it? Don't believe it. Just watch. Have you ever been in that situation where at the end of the day, something happens and you need to turn that thing around in a 3-hour window that if you, I'm going to get this done in 30 days. You give yourself 30 days. But how many of you know there are some situations that happen in your life where, baby, if you realize I got to get this done in 3 hours, I don't care. Y'all kick into high gear. Y'all just like the ever ready bunny. Y'all come out like gangbusters and you get that thing done because you had a 3-hour window. Now, the man told you just very plainly, because some of y'all continue to procrastinate. Some of you guys continue to push that window out. I'm going to do it when, and it's over here. Listen, just like he said, this, and this is why. Now, I'm going to tell you what, this kind of mindset, this is why this man, in what he made in 1 year, is more than number 3 and 4 in the wealthiest. And this is why in totality, he's doubled more than number 2 and number 3, because he understands, listen, give yourself whatever window, but if y'all out here talking about 30 days, but you could really do that same thing in 3 hours, understand that same rule applies to your goals, that same thing applies to your ambitions, and the same thing applies to your plans. Because some of y'all have planned to stew out of this mess. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. You have planned to stew out of your plan until the planning is gone. And the thrill is gone too. I feel a spirit of Lucille up in here. The thrill is gone away. The thrill is gone away because you done planned and planned and planned and planned. But the reality of it is that giving yourself all of that time and the planning is really fear. That is really paralysis. That is really, I'm scared to go. I'm scared to, am I talking to anybody in here? So I'm gonna put Elon up here one more time, one more and again. Spiritual thought leader didn't say it. Elon said it, y'all. Elon said it. He said, if you give yourself 30 days to clean your home, it's gonna take you 30 days. But if you give yourself 3 hours, it will take you 3 hours. The same applies to your goals, ambitions, and your plans. Now, somebody needed to hear that this morning. Good morning. This is the godmother of Twitch. Mama Barnes is here. Come on in the house this morning. It's always good to see you, sis. It's always good to see you. And good morning and welcome to the Lion's Den. That's a word for somebody that you just keep planning and planning and planning and you won't quit. I need you to get out there and do something. Do something or get off the pot. Now, I keep giving you these surround yourself because it is important who's in your environment. Surround yourself with positive people who believe in your dreams, encourage your ideas, support your ambitions, and bring out the best in you. That's who you want to have around you, beloved. It's time out for all of the insanity with crazy folk sucking up all your energy, sucking up all your oxygen. This is a day and time where I hope really, as you begin to move on in your journey, as you begin to move on in your life, listen, as you are breaking the pull of gravity and you're launching off, just like that spaceship, anything that's on the exterior, as the friction increases, as the spaceship reaches a break the pull of gravity speed, all of that on the outside begins to burn off. That's the same thing that's going to happen in your world. Don't be discouraged by it. Don't be dismayed by it. Don't be trying to hang on to stuff. Listen, when you're about to launch and you're breaking the pull of gravity, everything that needs to burn off, let it burn. Burn, baby, burn. I need y'all to let Disco Inferno happen. This one I had to pull in because I love Mahatma Gandhi. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Now that's a word right there because listen, I need. Come on, failure to launch. We're done with you. Come on with that. Live your life as if you're going to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Listen, there's so many that at the end of the day, what if tomorrow never comes? I need you to live today. I need you to experience today. I need you to manifest today. Y'all stop putting off, stop waiting, stop procrastinating. I need you to live as if you were going to die tomorrow. Make your life so that daily what you're doing is profitable. If you knew you weren't going to see tomorrow, if you knew it, and I'm gonna put this out here to you. If you knew you weren't going to see tomorrow, what would that change about what you're going to do today? Think about that. If you knew you weren't going to see tomorrow, what would that change about what you'd be doing today? I need y'all to think about that and then do it. I just threw this one in here for fun because I loved it. Thank you for hosting the stream, DJ Fu. This one, I just loved it because it blessed my whole life. I'm going to just let you marinate in that. I love it. I absolutely, positively love it. That's how how we building the village over here in the Lion's Den. That is indicative of how we rolling over here in the Lion's Den, y'all. I loved this. I loved it. And I said, you know, it ain't got no caption and I ain't got nothing to say about it. I just want the visual to captivate your mind. And I want to see that thing, same thing with the sisters. I want to see that same thing with everybody. Because listen, this is how we do it. That just blessed me, y'all. And if y'all may not have felt nothing off of that, but baby, that blessed my whole life. It just, that made me feel good. I don't know about you, but it just made me feel good. Now, I want to come on into your self-development for just a little bit. There is a past version of you that is so proud of how far you have come. There is a past version of you. Some of you all need to get up off of yourselves and applaud and appreciate who you are and where you are. Because there's a past version of you, Mufasa. There is a past version of you that is so proud of how far you have come. Good morning, Shelly Thunder. Come on in here, sis. And sometimes you need to just stop and encourage yourself. Sometimes you just need to stop and embrace yourself. Sometimes you just need to stop and applaud yourself. And I'm so serious about that. I want you to really come to a point where you really appreciate everything that you bring to your own table. And listen, somebody said, I'm not just looking for people to bring me flowers. I'm learning how to plant my own seeds and grow my own flowers. You understand what I'm saying? It is a time where we can begin to do something where we can make a difference. I'm talking about yourself. I'm talking about what you can do for you. So when I look at it, I said, I love it. I love it. I love it. There's another one that I wanted to do along with that one. Yes, this one here. When we start talking about self-development, I want you to appreciate that there's a past you that's applauding you. And I also want you to have that growth mindset. If you know me based on who I was a year ago, you don't know me at all because, baby, my growth game is strong. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Now, I'm not talking about your basic core and your basic character, but I'm talking about a growth mindset that is not stuck. I'm talking about a growth mindset that understands, just like we've had blood tests, we've had tests to test your blood for years, decades, but now we just kept developing, we kept researching, we kept trying to find something else, we kept doing this and that until now we have the ability to find all of these different cancers from a blood test, because that's a growth mindset, that's a growth potential, that's a growth idea. That's something that says, I'm not just going to be contented with what we know, what I knew in the past, fine, but I'm seeking and I'm searching and I'm developing today so that tomorrow we can have a different existence, a different experience. I'm constantly growing. I'm constantly developing. And listen, this is where I want y'all to really start taking some time in everything that you're doing. Always do some development in yourself. Always do some development in your mind of what it is, how it is. Listen, I want you to really become a person that has a growth mindset, that understands at the end of the day, I decide my vibe. I decide my vibe. Not how I was born, not where I live, not what kind of education I have or don't have. Thank you, Fairly. I see you. I love you. Go on and lurk and work. I love it. I decide my vibe. And so I need you, because listen, the time of blaming, what are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your energy? What are you doing with your plan? What are you doing with your self-growth and your self-development? What are you doing that projects and gives us an image and an idea of your growth mindset? What is changing? What is growing? What is developing? What are you doing? And how? Because listen, if you're not doing anything, if you're just sitting there stagnant and just wasting away, you're wasting time. Y'all doing just like, hey, what did my guy say? Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting, and there's a time for sitting at the dock of the bay. There's a time to unwind. There's a time to pull it down. But if you sitting by the dock of the bay every day and ain't nothing happening in your life and there's no change, there's no growth, there's no inner, there's nothing that's pushing you to say, let's do this. And then get up and do it. Don't just keep saying, let's do this. I need you at some point, get off the pot. Would you please, sir? Get off the pot. Would you please, ma'am? I need you to make it happen. I need you to be more than just talk. I need there to be a manifestation that the folks can see. And so when we come into it, I love this one. And I put this one in, y'all. Because I want us to see folk like Master P. We talked about Ludacris. Master P's grandfather left him $10,000. Now listen, I gotta say this to some of y'all that get your hands on some money. Let that money work for you. And this was one of my things when I was in the financial industry. You know, they make you have an elevator talk, an elevator speech, because you got to be able to captivate that person on an elevator in that time window. If you haven't captivated it by then, it's over. And so this is one of the things that I always said, are you tired of working for your money? Are you ready for your money to work for you? Are you tired of working for your money? Are you ready for your money to work for you? So this is what I want to highlight here. Master P's grandfather left him $10,000. Now, you got to figure out and understand, let that 10,000 work for you. Let that 10,000, because see, some of us are working so hard and we will work our lives. We'll work our fingers to the bone. We'll work ourselves into the graveyard working for money. And the reason why you have to continue working for money is because we are still learning how to then turn around and take that money that we got and let that money work for us. Because if you position it right, if you pay attention, your money can work for you. When I said this earlier, this whole idea in the pandemic, money didn't leave the earth. Money just changed hands. Money didn't leave the earth. Money just changed hands. So we've got to pivot. We've got to pivot how we operate. Part of that pivoting is you cannot eat every seed that comes into your field. If you eat all the seed and don't plant some, if you don't plant some of that seed so you can have a harvest later on, you're going to look up and you ain't going to have nothing. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And my English may be poor right now, but what I'm saying is on point and accurate. You got to learn how to position and let that money work for you. If all you're doing is working and spending, if all you're doing is working and consuming, and your money is not working for you, you're going to always have to work and you're going to always be broke. I need you to hear that. If you're always spending and always consuming, and if you look at what's going on in your world and your money is not working for you, I promise you, you are going to always be broke. So Master P took that $10,000, and I've seen people get insurance money. I've seen people get chunks of income, and they will do everything under the sun with that money, consuming and spending, and they do nothing to make that money work for them. Baby, you got to make your money work like a Hebrew slave, because you worked like a Hebrew slave to get it. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You worked like a Hebrew slave to get it. Now you make that money work for you like a Hebrew slave. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? He took that $10,000 from a life insurance policy and turned it into a $250 million empire. That's how you make your money work for you. I'm gonna say it again. You worked for like a Hebrew slave to get that money, then make that money work like a Hebrew slave for you. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Now, I know I'm at the top of the hour and I've run out of time, but I'm talking real good right now, folks. I'm talking real good. I'm telling you, listen, no cream, no sugar. We taking this coffee strong and black because I'm telling you like it T-I-Z-T-is. Until you figure out how to pivot and position your money so that your money is doing the work, so you can stop having to do all the work and let that money work for you like a Hebrew slave. I said it and I'm gonna say it again. He took $10,000 from a life insurance policy and turned it into a $250 million empire. Am I talking to somebody this morning? This is how we do it, y'all. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. And we can't keep saying what didn't happen and what couldn't be. Baby, you create your own vibe. You create your own growth mindset. You create your own realities about how you move forward in this world. You create how you pivot and how you position. You create that. Stop blaming people. Stop blaming things. Stop. What had happened was, no, baby, it's on you. It's on you, baby. It's on you. Now, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with your life? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to continue in the trend that you're in? Or are you going to start pushing upward? Am I talking to anybody this morning? I'm out of time. I wasn't done, but I'm out of time. I'm going to try to do right today. I'm already over. But I hope you all are hearing what I'm saying, because listen, we've got to turn this thing around, and we can do it. We are doing it. It's happening. We are doing it. It's happening. It's happening. It is, y'all. It's happening. But I don't want to see anybody left behind. I don't want to see anybody out of the game. And when I talk about that, I'm not just talking about money. Everything is not money. Some of you all have resources and networking of people and connections and things that you can pull in, and folks that you can put this person with that person, and this person with that person can do great things. What did I say yesterday about Bobby Jones? Some of y'all are Bobby Jones. But at the end of the day, wherever you are, work your jelly. Work your jelly. Please work your jelly. Please work your jelly, because it's happening. It's happening, y'all. It's happening. So with that being said, I'm going to let you marinate on that. Just marinate on those words I said today, y'all. I got so much more to say. We got so much more to talk about. I hope that what I've shared today has blessed. I hope that it's made somebody think. Come on, DJ Onyx Hart. We are the in crowd. We're not the in crowd. We're the in crowd. I-N-G, because it's happening. I want you all to be the best version of you. And God had something in mind when he created you, beloved. God had something in mind when he created you. I want you to not stop until you reach the fullness. I want the actualization of your potentiality. I want everything to come to fruition. I want it all to manifest. I don't want you to miss a drop of who God put in you. Get every bit of it and enjoy it. Enjoy it, because that is who you are. Some of you need to just step back and look in the mirror and get another view, get another perspective, get another vision of who you are, because you're not seeing yourself clearly. But once you come into clarity of vision, don't waste another minute not birthing and bringing all of the potentiality that's in you. I want you to squeeze every drop of it out of yourself, because it's going to bless your whole life. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I'm not done, but I got to quit. I'm not done, but I got to quit. Because I feel for my brother. And I feel for my sister. I want you to be the best you that you could ever be, and you will be. It's happening. We are the ING crowd, not the in crowd, but the ING, I-N-G crowd, because it's happening. And we make it happen up here in the Lion's Den. We talk to one another. We love on each other. We encourage one another, because that's the way we do it in the Lion's Den. And I hope that you've gained something on today. Take it with you. Chew on it. Chew on it like a cow chewing cud down in them four stomachs. Regurgitate it. Chew on it some more. I love every last one of you. I want to encourage you to follow me out here, y'all. I'm out here in these streets. You want to connect with me in Discord for sure, because I said for everybody that has subscribed, in a few days, I'm going to have something for the subscribers where we're going to meet in Discord, and we're going to have a whole nother agenda where we can talk and share, and we are going to have a very personable one-on-one or coming together kind of scenario. I want you to be a part of that. Every last subscriber, I want you to be in on that. Follow me on Facebook, TikTok, Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, Discord, and more. I'm out there, y'all. I'm in all of those different places and some more. I appreciate you for coming in. I appreciate you for spending time, because at the end of the day, I hope that it empowers you to walk away and say, I am all powerful in love. God has not given us a spirit of intimidation. He has not given us a spirit of fear. We have power. We have love. We have a sound mind, and we can do all things through the love, the power, and the strength that God has given us. That's why I am all powerful in love. I don't just talk about change. We don't just talk about change. We are the change. And at the end of the day, we're in this thing together. We always close this podcast with the acknowledgement that it's us, you, me, we all. We all in this thing together, y'all. And I appreciate you for coming in here, for every streamer, for every person, for everybody. I love you. I love you. I love you. Now let's get ready to get on up out of here. Copy that raid message if you will, and those in Twitch, follow us on over in the raid. But I want to thank my sponsors. I want to thank everybody that has been here for me, my moderators, Michelle Brownell, Shelly Thunder, and of course the faithful Rebel Inc. Y'all know y'all keep me going. I love y'all so much mod love, so much mod love. Come on, our new follower, it's Charles. Come on in here. We're so glad to have you. Thank you for your subscription. Simply amazing. I appreciate you. To everybody that hosted this channel, Shelly Thunder, the Rebel Inc., LaWanda Baskerville, BTD Mom, The Gift, Nathan Lamont, Stacy 546, Kim Possible 711, Fairly All Day, Crazy Berrytown, Stacy Bless One, Mama Barnes, and DJ P-Foo. Thank y'all for hosting the stream. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, I want y'all to know I love you. And as I always say, as we get ready to get out of here, peace for your journey. Please ride the raid train.